Dear Dairy. Today's been crazy. We just when we thought that the podcast, the End of the Portal podcast, was going to go off without a hitch, like right before it happened, stuff kind of started going not really wrong, but a little bit wrong. Just a smidge. So we were about 2 minutes late in starting. We had a lot of stuff to cover today because there was a tremendous amount of data that came out of Sony this week. So we had a lot of stuff to cover. And we wound up using the entire 2 hours. And I was sort of on my best behavior, or close to it. Not drifting off, ricocheting off. Speaking of ricocheting, see, this is how it starts. I mentioned Ricochet Rabbit was like a 70s or 80s cartoon. No, it's like 1964. Anyway, so right. So I tried to stay on topic a little more than normal, and it still took us 2 hours and 4 minutes to cover everything. And we were kind of rapid firing the questions by the end, because we had a lot of questions come in too from the audience and whatnot. And we hit 100 viewers. That is so awesome. I mean, I don't know what happened. I don't know what caused it. I'm not going to bitch about it, but I was like, oh my God. I just glanced down at one point during the Twitch stream, and I was like, oh my God, there's 100 people. I was like, that's great. I mean, normally we have like 35, maybe 40 at best. So, the fact that we got to 100 today was really, really awesome. And I just finished, like moments ago, uploading my copy of the podcast to my YouTube channel. It should be right before this video. I don't know what it was, but as soon as we finished it and Geek Domo started, uploading it to process it and everything, he said it was going just crazy fast. That, it was gonna, I mean, normally with a 2-hour show, I wouldn't be getting my copy of it until tomorrow morning, and here it is. I've already got it uploaded tonight, and it's, 11:35 now, but crazy. So I am almost to 200 subscribers. Whoa. That doesn't sound like a lot to the likes of Jesse Cox and Total Biscuit and Dodger, who are in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions. But to those of us who are still fairly young to the YouTubes, that's a lot of people, especially when you consider that just in this last month, I mean, in the last month, not in this month, because we're only 15 days into it, but in the last 30 days, I mean, I've gained like 80 followers. That is just crazy growth, and I'm very happy about it. And thank you all for everything you do, which I think is coming to watch me yammer on. But I was looking at my analytics, my channel, and over on Maker, and I've made $6. I've been at this for like 3 months, and I've made $6. See, that's the kind of shit we're talking about. This is why we need you to turn off ad block. See, because I figure at this rate, 3 months, $6. That's what, $2 a month. I will be able to pay rent. Yeah. It'll be a little while. But yeah, if you could please, while you're watching, just turn off ad block just while you're watching this. Although by the time you're watching it, it's kind of almost a little bit too late because the ad has already gone by. I don't care. Just when you're coming to my channel to watch this, just turn it off. I don't care if you turn it back on right after it. Blah, blah. All right. Yeah, $6. Woo! And let's see, I've got $6 into the portal, and I'm going to pick one of 2 stories because I have 2 stories written down here that I need. Well, not written, but I mean, subject matter written down here. And I don't know which one to tell. So I'm going to take a quarter, classic American quarter with a picture of some sort of kind of almost bald guy with a ponytail and patterned baldness on one side, and a chicken, turkey, it's an eagle on the other side. The turkey was almost the national bird. Benjamin Franklin wanted the turkey as the national bird. And they just, I don't know. All right. So, the two stories that I have here are the Mormons that I dealt with right before I went to basic training, and the first time I ever saw The Lion King when it first came out. So, heads, Mormons, tails, Lion King. That kind of works. If we wind up getting heads, you'll understand why. I'll just grab another quarter. I have no idea where that went. Right. So, same thing. Heads, Mormons, and well, there's not an eagle on the back of this one. It's one of the state quarters, but it is the tails. Oh wait, there is a tail. There's a thrush or something on there. It's the North Carolina quarter. Anyway, so The Lion King. Many, many years ago, I lived in Southern California, and I was working for a friend of mine, and we would run Category 5 network cable through all these new. That's what we did. It was, we wired buildings up for network connectivity and stuff. And so when it came time for The Lion King to come out, we were all just chomping at the bit to go and see it. So on Wednesday night, when there was like this sneak, preview thing at the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood, and we went over there, and we're standing in line, eating chocolate-covered espresso beans, which I discovered. I mean, I don't really like chocolate anyway, and I don't like coffee, and anyway, I was vibrating by the time we got inside, So we got inside, and we watched, the whole movie, and it was great, it was wonderful. Then that weekend, it came out in regular theaters. Saturday, we went to the theater at a mall somewhere, and we watched the movie again, because it had been a couple of days since we had seen it, so we needed to see it again. Sunday, we decided, okay, we've had a really tough work week, because it had been a really tough work week. So Sunday, we all went to Disneyland. They've got a huge choir standing up there, and they're all singing that opening song that I just still don't know the words to or the title of, but they're doing the thing, and God, it was absolutely gorgeous. And so we walk in, and we're passing the Lincoln Theater, I think, whatever that theater is that's right inside the front gate of Disneyland, and some guy comes over and is like, "Hey, how would you guys like to watch The Lion King?" And we were like, "Oh, yeah, I mean, we've already seen it twice, but okay, sure, yeah, no problem." Turns out the entire theater was full of reporters and stuff, and they just had some extra seats, and they were trying to seat people. So as soon as we walk in, I'm like, what is that smell? You smell that? It smells like I can't place it. I don't know what it is. And I kept going on and on about this smell. And it was starting to piss my friends off, because it'd been 15 minutes I've been going on. And we'd already gone all the way around the thing, come up the other aisle, and finally got to our seats and sat down. I was like, "You don't smell that. How can you not smell that? I don't understand." I mean, I have a pretty good sense of smell, but this was just pervasive. It was everywhere. And it felt like I should know it, but I couldn't lock onto it. I just couldn't quite sort it out. And there was a guy up there. It was just, almost like a press conference before, the movie. And he's talking about, all this other stuff. And at some point he says, in order to get the the models as accurate as possible. A lot of times we had to bring in live models. They said, I'd like to bring out one of them now. Simba, would you please step out here? And so this guy comes running out and kind of skids to his knees on the middle of the stage, and this fully grown male African lion comes sauntering out, walks up to him, and just kind of does the little headbutt thing. And I was like, that's what I smell. That's what it is. Of course. I smell a lion. That's what. Okay. That would be what it was. Meanwhile, everybody around me is like, oh my God. And I'm like, okay, fine, never mind. Whatever. And eventually they started showing the movie. And we're all singing the songs because we've had the soundtrack for like a month and a half. So, we're singing along with things, and all the reporters are like, we're like, what? You don't know these things? Like, how do you know this? I'm like, the soundtrack has been out for a while, man. Why? Okay, man, just enjoy the thing. So we finished watching the thing, and we got up and we left. And they were like, what did you think of the movie? It was the third time we've seen it so far, but it was great. It's great every time. I absolutely love it. And then we walked off, and I think we went through Mickey's house that day. And yeah, it was interesting because I had my wolf puppet on my shoulder that I always used to carry with me everywhere. And of course, you get to the end of Mickey's house, and Mickey is there, and so you get to like shake hands with him and everything. And they had told me that Mickey was going to be in the next room, so I grabbed my wolf puppet, and I put my hand in him and everything, and Mickey's like, oh, and I said, it's okay, he doesn't bite. And Mickey eventually was petting the pup, and I wandered on and put the wolf pup, and I went outside, and my friend Joe was standing behind me, and I didn't see what happened. It wasn't until moments later when he came outside, and he's just beat red. I mean, horribly, just blushing. I thought something. It looked like carbon monoxide poisoning. It was just he's just, oh God. I'm like, what the hell happened? As it turns out, he had his hands in his pockets, and when he went to shake Mickey's hand, he pulled his hand out of his pocket, a condom. Not a used one, but a condom fell out of his pocket onto the floor, and Mickey was like, "Oh!" It was just like, that is awesome. That is, I would not have done that. And he's like, "Well, I didn't do it on purpose." I'm like, yeah, sure you did. And here we are, closing in on 13 minutes. So yeah, if you're gonna, go through Mickey's house, make sure you take a condom with you, because it's always just a blast. Well, let me rephrase that. It's, I was going to say a load of fun. No. Right. So I will let you guys go. It is Friday night, so that, of course, means that tomorrow is Saturday, so I may or may not record tomorrow. I'm not sure. We'll see how I feel. Anyway, until next time, be careless.